Imagine cutting your expenses in half and still enjoying life to the fullest. Sounds too good to be true, right? But it's not with frugal living. Frugal living is not about penny pinching until your fingers are raw or denying yourself of life's pleasures. No, it's quite the opposite. It's about making smart, value-based decisions that allow you to enjoy more of what really matters to you. Frugal living is about prioritizing your spending according to your personal values and goals. It's about understanding that every purchase you make has an opportunity cost, and asking yourself if that cost is worth it. For instance, would you rather spend $50 on a fancy dinner, or put that money towards a dream vacation? Frugal living helps you make those decisions consciously, rather than on a whim. But let's debunk a major myth right here and now. Frugal living is not about deprivation. It's not about living on bread and water, or never going out with friends. In reality, it's about identifying what's truly important to you, and allocating your resources accordingly. It's about making your money work for you, instead of working for your money. Frugal living is about creating a life of abundance, not scarcity. It's about finding joy and satisfaction in the things that truly matter, rather than in the pursuit of material possessions. It's about living a life that is rich in experiences and relationships, not just in material wealth. So how does one start living frugally? It begins with a mindset shift, from seeing money as a means to buy things, to seeing it as a tool to achieve your goals and live a fulfilling life. It's about making conscious decisions about where your money goes and why. It's about aligning your spending habits with your values and creating a budget that reflects those values. Now, are you ready to embark on a journey to a more fulfilling and financially stable life? Have you ever considered how much your time is really worth? It's a question that might seem a bit philosophical, but in reality, it's a crucial part of frugal living. It's all about understanding your real hourly wage. Here's the thing. We often think about our earnings in terms of gross pay. Let's say you earn $20 an hour. It sounds straightforward, right? But when you factor in the hidden costs of working, the commute, the work clothes, the lunches out, the decompression time after a stressful day, your actual take-home pay shrinks. And your time? Well, that's factored in too. So how do you calculate your real hourly wage? It's simple. First, add up all the hours you devote to your job. This includes the time you spend working, commuting, and any other job-related activities. Next, subtract your work-related expenses from your gross income. This gives you your net income. Then, divide your net income by the total hours you spent. The result? Your real hourly wage. Now, why is this number so important when it comes to frugal living? Because it puts into perspective the true cost of your purchases. Let's say you're eyeing a pair of designer shoes that cost $100. If your real hourly wage is $10, those shoes aren't just costing you money, they're costing you 10 hours of your time. That's a whole day's work. Suddenly those shoes might not seem as appealing, right? On the other hand, if something brings you immense joy or aligns with your values, and you're okay with the time you've traded for it, then by all means go for it. That's the beauty of knowing your real hourly wage. It's not just about pinching pennies. It's about making informed decisions that reflect your values and your goals. Frugal living is all about understanding the value of your time and money. It's about making conscious choices and realizing that every dollar you spend has a time cost attached to it. So next time you're about to make a purchase, take a moment to consider your real hourly wage. Remember, every dollar you spend is a reflection of the time you invested earning it. Do your purchases reflect your values and goals? Let's delve into this thought-provoking question. We all have our own unique values and aspirations that guide our life decisions. In a similar vein, our financial choices should also mirror these values and goals. It's not just about saving money, but about directing our spending in a way that aligns with what we truly value. This is a cornerstone of frugal living. Now imagine you're standing in a store, an item you've been eyeing for a while now in your hands. It's decision time. But how do you determine if this purchase aligns with your values and goals? Here's a simple strategy. Ask yourself 3 questions before making a purchase. First, do I need it? This question helps you distinguish between wants and needs. Needs are essentials, things you can't do without, while wants are things that are nice to have but not necessary. Second, will it add value to my life? An item may not be a need, but if it adds significant value to your life, it might be worth the investment. And finally, is it aligned with my financial goals? This question brings you back to your bigger financial picture. Does this purchase support your long-term goals like saving for retirement, buying a home, or perhaps traveling the world? These questions are not meant to discourage spending, but rather to ensure that your spending is thoughtful and intentional, reflecting what's truly important to you. It's about making sure that every dollar you spend brings you closer to your goals, rather than steering you away from them. So, before you swipe that card next time, pause and ask yourself these 3 questions. How about making your savings automatic? Imagine having a trusty assistant who never forgets, never takes a break, and is always on time. This assistant works 24/7, 365 days a year, and their sole task is to help you save money. Sounds like a dream, right? But the good news is, this assistant is real and is readily available to everyone. It's called financial automation. Financial automation is a powerful tool that takes the guesswork out of saving and investing. It's like putting your savings plan on autopilot, ensuring your actions always match your financial priorities. Let's delve a little deeper into how this works. Firstly, you can set up automatic contributions to your retirement account, such as a 401(k). This means that a portion of your salary is automatically transferred into your retirement account before you even see it. Out of sight, out of mind, as they say. This strategy is highly effective because it eliminates the temptation to spend the money instead of saving it. Secondly, you can automate transfers to your savings account. Say you're saving for a dream holiday or a down payment on a house. You can set up regular automatic transfers from your main account to a dedicated savings account. This way, you're continually moving closer to your financial goals without even thinking about it. Financial automation doesn't just save you time, it also helps you stay disciplined and focused on your financial goals. It's like having a personal financial planner who makes sure you're always on track. But remember, automation is a tool, not a substitute for active financial management. You still need to regularly review your accounts, adjust your savings goals, and ensure your money is working effectively for you. So if you're not already automating your finances, why not give it a try? It's easy to set up, and the peace of mind it provides is priceless. Automation not only simplifies your finances, but also ensures you're consistently working towards your financial goals. Ever regretted an impulse buy? We've all been there, haven't we? That shiny new gadget or that trendy outfit catches your eye, and before you know it, you've swiped your card. But then comes the remorse, the realization that you've spent money on something you didn't really need. This brings us to our 5th frugal living tip: reflection and impulse control. Now, this might sound like a psychology class, but stay with me. This tip is all about taking time to reflect before making a purchase. Imagine this. You're at a store, a beautiful pair of shoes in front of you. You're tempted, but instead of buying them right away, you put them on a waiting list. This list can be in your mind or physically written down. The point is to delay the purchase. Wait for a few days, maybe even a week, then revisit your decision. The delay can often help us distinguish between want and need. Another tactic is the Ulysses contract, named after the Greek hero who tied himself to his ship's mast to resist the siren's enchanting song. A Ulysses contract is a commitment you make to avoid impulsive spending. For example, you could decide to only shop with a list and pledge to not buy anything that's not on it. Or you might limit your shopping trips to once a week. These tactics encourage reflection and curb impulsive spending. They train your brain to pause, think, and then act, rather than impulsively buying whatever catches your eye. And remember, the more you practice, the better you get. Each time you resist an impulse buy, you strengthen your financial discipline muscle. It's like a workout, but for your wallet. Remember, patience is a virtue, especially when it comes to spending money. So, the next time you're tempted to make an impulse buy, take a moment to reflect. Your future self and your bank account will thank you. What if you could cut costs without sacrificing your lifestyle? Imagine a life where you're not constantly worried about money, where you can afford the things that matter most to you, and where you're not wasting money on things that don't. Sounds amazing, right? Well, that's the essence of frugal living. The key to this lifestyle is identifying and cutting costs in areas that are unimportant to you. But how do you determine what's unimportant? It's all about personal priorities and values. For example, if you don't watch much television, perhaps that pricey cable subscription isn't worth it. Instead, you could opt for a cheaper streaming service or even free entertainment options like local events or libraries. And what about that daily coffee shop visit? If it's more about the routine than the actual coffee, consider brewing your own at home and taking a walk instead. You'll still get the satisfaction of a morning routine, but at a fraction of the cost. One effective strategy is to track your spending for a month. Write down every penny you spend, then review your list at the end of the month. You might be surprised to find out how much you're spending on things that don't really matter to you. Once you've identified these areas, cutting costs becomes a lot easier. Remember, the goal isn't to strip your life of all enjoyment, but to make sure you're spending your money in a way that brings you the most happiness and aligns with your goals. That might mean cutting back on dining out so you can afford to travel more, or downsizing your home so you can live in a location you love. It's all about trade-offs, and only you can decide what's worth trading. But by being mindful of your spending, you can make more informed decisions that better align with your values and financial goals. In summary, frugal living is not about deprivation, but about making conscious decisions that align with your values and financial goals. And remember, every small change can have a big impact. So start today and experience the freedom that comes with financial control. So, are you ready to embrace frugal living? Let's recap the key points we've explored. We started by understanding our real hourly wage, a concept that forces us to view our purchases in terms of time, not just money. Then, we discussed aligning our spending with our values, a fundamental principle of frugal living. We delved into the power of automation in finances, a tool that ensures your actions match your priorities. We also talked about the importance of reflection and impulse control, a strategy to avoid unnecessary spending. Lastly, we highlighted the significance of cutting costs on areas deemed unimportant, a practice that can greatly impact your savings. Now, it's your turn to implement these tips and start living a frugal life. Remember, it's not about drastic changes, but small, mindful decisions that add up over time. So, what's your first step going to be? Share your thoughts on frugal living and any tips you may have in the comments below. And remember, it's not about the money you earn, but the money you save. Start your frugal living journey today. Thank you for watching until the end. Your support truly means a great deal to us. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to share them in the comments section. Additionally, if you enjoyed the content, please give the video a thumbs up. Click the like button. This sends a signal to YouTube that there's interest in this video, helping it reach a wider audience. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos on frugal living. Thanks once more, and stay tuned for more exciting content.